Welcome to the Pretty Confident Podcast, where we embrace authenticity, own our worth, and build unshakable confidence. I'm your host, Sierra Renee, so let's dive in. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another week of the Pretty Confident Podcast. I'm your host, Sierra Renee. You already heard from the intro, and we are trucking along on this podcast journey. We are 6 months into the thing. Like, by the time this episode come out, we should be in June. And I just cannot believe that at this point, we are halfway through the year. Like, I can't even imagine. I can't even fathom that I am recording this episode in April and I am recording it for June. Like, that is how far in advance I have been dedicated to making sure I record and pod for you all. Because if you are new here, your girl is 38 weeks pregnant in 5 days. So baby girl can come out at any point in time. Okay. But I want to make sure that my audience, my people are getting still getting, some parts of me, something that I gotta say, okay, in their day. So yeah, with that being said, if you are new here, thank you so much for tuning in and giving this podcast a chance to show you what I talk about on this platform. Whether you are watching this on YouTube or listening to this on any of the audio platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, or iHeartRadio, thank you so much for tuning in and dedicating some time to moi, okay? I just love it and I love you guys. And yeah, so hopefully, after this episode, whatever episode you clicked on, hopefully you become a returning listener and maybe not an OG. Maybe you'll be considered an OG like a year into the game. I don't know. I don't know what considers, a listener an OG. Especially, number one, if you were an OG from episode 1, you are a true OG. All right. You are a true OG. If you have been keeping up with every episode, every podcast, you are a true OG. Okay. Even when I was missing stuff, even when I was, posting stuff late, you was through that era with me. I was moving. I had so much going on. Thank you so much for your, sticking through thick and thin with your girl. Okay. Returning listeners and OGs. But yeah, this is the 3rd episode I am recording today. I don't know what sequence or what order I am going to post all of this stuff in, but it will be posted at some point. But I am just so proud of myself. Like, I had the time, I had the energy, and I had the dedication and discipline to get up here and record. I try not to come upstairs on the weekends because I'm just like, okay, I'm up here already when I'm working, and it do take a lot for a pregnant lady like myself, okay, to walk up them stairs multiple times a day, let alone a week. All right. So I only came up here 1 time today. No, 3 times. I came up here the first time to get ready for my appointment. So I, came up here early this morning, went back downstairs and left. And I came up here to record, but then my recording phone was dead. Like, the phone I record on was dead. So then I'm using my 17 Pro Max, which, may I add, this quality, like 15 Pro Max, you may have to get sold or something, baby, because this quality, and I love the fact that I can record on the front camera. The quality has been insane. And they have the thing where you can, record portrait but flip it to landscape, so that way I don't have to tilt my phone to landscape. So as I'm saying that, I want to see if they did that update across all of the phones or if it was just for the 17 Pro Max. And it looks like it's just for the 17 Pro. Well, no, let me flip this. Yeah, it looks like it's just for the 17 Pro Max, because on my 15 Pro Max, like, I'm looking at it and it doesn't give me the option to flip this portrait or flip this to landscape while I'm in portrait. So that is an insane feature to have on a 17 Pro Max. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this 15 Pro. This 15 Pro Max, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I love it. I love having the 2 phones because, it gives me one phone to exclusively record content on, but then I'm always having to export and airdrop the content to my iPhone and my iPad. So I don't know, maybe I'll get rid of it. What do y'all think? Should I get rid of it? I don't know. Because now, my husband did buy me an iPad a few years ago. So when I do have to use my 17 Pro Max to record, which one, I forgot about that feature, so I was turning it landscape. But when, like today, like I'm using my iPhone 17 Pro Max to record, and I'm just using like, I have my iPad right here, like propped up in front of me with, you know, my topics and everything and my ideas of what I want to record about and what I want to schedule and all of the things like that. So maybe I don't need that phone. Maybe I don't need it. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I'll sell it. We'll see. We'll see, you guys. But yeah, anyway, how are you guys doing? How is this week going for you? How is this month going for you? You know, audio on all 3 platforms is Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time every week. And then the visual is Wednesday, only on YouTube at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time every week. And I've been doing so amazing. I'm so proud of myself. Like, just thinking about how far in advance I've been able to record, how, you know, great I feel when I listen to these things back. And then just seeing how far in advance that I have these things scheduled to post to go out to you guys just means like a world to me. Like, I literally right now, as I'm sitting here, I have 7 episodes already recorded, edited, and scheduled to post. I have 2 episodes. This will make 3 more episodes that I need to edit and then schedule to post. So I am doing great. If you ask me, I am a one-woman show, if you do not know. I did say this in another episode that I do want to do up the back because this is going to be my more permanent podcast desk now. So I'll get like some lights and everything so it can be a little bit more professional in my sense, because right now I just got my vanity lamp lights or whatever, and then I have like this square light, which we are going to pod until that thing goes out. But once it goes out, it's just like dull. So I need like another set of lights that I can have on standby, and then a mirror that I can like actually see myself in. Like, I can record with my front camera perfect. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, as I'm thinking about everything, as I have been in this era of reevaluating myself this week, I have been taking into account like some things that I can start doing differently to either up my game or change, you know, the way I'm doing things to better suit my needs. So very proud of myself. But anyway, yeah, like I said, how are you all doing? I am in such a better mood. Like I said, this is the 3rd episode I'm recording today. Yesterday I was moving, I was doing laundry, I was working, I was doing all these things. Like, the power went out. Me and my husband went on a walk because it felt so beautiful outside. Now it's supposed to rain all the way into next week, but I did hear that the weather, the changes in weather can actually possibly induce labor, or not induce labor, but it could possibly send you into labor because of the atmosphere outside is changing. And obviously that changes your body, and your body can feel the atmospheric changes, then the weather and everything like that. You know, like, you know how some people say, oh, you know, my knee, I got more pain in my knee. That must mean it's about to rain. And then all of a sudden it start raining. Like that, your body can feel the changes in the atmosphere, the changes in the weather, and it could potentially, for us women that are nearing the end of our pregnancy, it could potentially, you know, induce labor for us, or send us into labor. But yeah, as of this moment, the last time I went to my doctor's appointment, she said I was 1 centimeter dilated. So you guys, I don't know. I mean, I know you can be at 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters for a good little minute. Like, I think my mom said she was at 3 centimeters for my twin and I when she was pregnant with us for like a week or so. I don't know. That kind of seems more extreme because you got 2 babies in you, you know. But you know, I have heard that you can not really fully dilate, like not progress in dilation as quick if you're that low. So I don't know what that means. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, that means like if she does lower in my pelvis, like we could be having a baby this week, or she may not lower in my pelvis and I stay at 1 centimeter dilated, and then we could have a baby in a week and a half or 2 weeks, or, you know, have to be induced if she goes past her due date. and stuff like that. But my doctor did say the longest she'll let me go pregnant after my due date is 41 weeks and a couple days. So I'm due May 5th, and I would be ecstatic to have her due on Cinco de Mayo, or have her birthday on Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is not something that we celebrate at all, but I will say I have a newfound love for Mexican food, and I think I just found it in the past year or so. But I just love Mexican food so much, and I love their tequilas. I love any margarita. Like, I love anything, okay, Mexican, like their authentic dishes, like authentic Mexican restaurants. Like, oh my goodness, I could go there every day and I get tired. So with that, just Cinco de Mayo, her birthday being on that, and then I would want to be out of the country every year for her birthday anyway. Like, that would be a freaking blast. Like, regardless of when her birthday is, I want to be out of the country for her birthday every year, just to give her, more of a sense of traveling, because I really don't care for birthdays, like, especially with, how my baby shower went, and not a lot of my people showed up, like, that I wanted there, like my friends. Like, yes, there was family friends, but it wasn't a lot of friends that I had that showed up. Girl, we ain't even gonna worry about anybody showing up. We gonna take this flight out this country. We gonna show up and turn up in a different country by ourselves, okay? So yeah, I don't know, if it would just be even more exciting if her birthday was Cinco de Mayo, because then we'd just be turning up on her birthday, and it'd be, a thing every year. But then it was just like, for the longest, I didn't want that to be her birthday, because that's my parents' anniversary date, and I'm just like, no, because I want that day to be just hers. But yeah, you guys, it is no big deal. Like, whenever she decides to come, she decides to come, whether that's in April, whether that's, May 5th, whether it's May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, until my doctor is like, you are too far along, we have to induce you. Whenever she comes is when she'll be here, and I will be blessed and glad and happy and sad, everything all at once. Okay, so yeah, she doesn't have to be born on Cinco de Mayo. I'm not going to be disappointed if she's not. It would just be a lot more fun for the trips. Like, oh, today's your birthday. Oh, it is Cinco de Mayo. Oh, that's why you dropped. I don't know. I just have so much fun with it. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Protecting your peace. As I am in the last trimester of my pregnancy, this has been something that is very important to me, even before pregnancy, but really more so during pregnancy, because everybody has been on kind of, cloud nine since finding out I was pregnant. Like, people that didn't call me, calling me a lot, texting me a lot, since I moved closer to family. More people thought that they were going to be just pulling up or coming over, and it's just like, no. Ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I haven't seen you. Not that I haven't seen y'all, but nobody calls. I don't call. It's perfectly fine. And I just love my area. I love my peace. And so that's why, I'm gonna turn this into like a girl's den or whatever, because my husband has his game room, and then he has a TV and all of this. Like, I have a TV and everything, but I don't have a chair in here to lounge. I mean, he doesn't have a chair in there to lounge either, but when he wants to relax and be by himself, he goes up there, like, he goes in his room, he plays the game, he watches the game, whatever, on the TV, this and the third. When I am doing nothing, like, if I'm not working, if I'm not recording for the podcast or any of my other platforms, I'm not in this room. But I really enjoy this room. Like, I have my hair stuff up here, my makeup stuff. I want some chairs back here. Like, I want some lights and LEDs going on. But it's just like, that would help me not feel a little bit more at peace, because I'm at peace in my home regardless. But it would just give me another sense of, oh my goodness, this is my area. Like, the whole house is our area, of course, obviously, because we pay the mortgage. But it just gives me like, okay, this is the girls' room. This is the girls' area. Like, if I don't want to be downstairs or in the whatever, like, I can come in here and I can relax and put my feet up and watch TV and not have to work, and not have to be like, in this room, I have to be doing something in order to be in here. And I just don't want to have to do something like that. Doesn't bring me a lot of peace, because then I'm like, okay, there's a room upstairs that I could be chilling in, but I don't have the items to really chill in there. Like, if I'm not sitting at my desk working, or I'm not sitting at my content desk creating content, there's no reason for me to be in there. And I don't want that. So that's another form of my peace, right? So, protecting my peace, doing things that, bring me peace. But whether it be from your family or friends, it is important that you do what is best for you. Like I said, during this pregnancy, everybody has, been up my ass. I don't know why I said it like that. I crack myself up. Okay. I really do. I really, 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 really do crack myself up sometimes. But yeah, with just being pregnant, I feel like everybody has kind of been like on me, like white on rice, and it gets annoying. Like, people call, I don't answer. Sierra is not the type of person to answer the phone just because you call. If I want to talk to you, I will answer that phone. If I don't want to talk to you, I will not answer that phone. And I will not call you back. I love my grandparents to death. I love everybody to death, okay? But it's in a capacity. It's in a certain capacity that I can deal with people. And since I have had solitude for so long and have been out of the way for so long and not really having to talk to people, it's not in my nature to, oh my goodness, this person is calling, let me answer the phone. No. Sierra prefers text, and she may not even answer that right away because guess what? I pay my own. No, my husband pays my phone bill, but y'all don't pay my phone bill, so I'm gonna answer when I want to. But at the end of the day, I don't like being hung up on the phone. I don't like being it feels like when you don't want to be on the phone with somebody, it feels like you're trapped on the phone. And I refuse to feel that way. And I know if I feel that way, I'm going to give off that type of attitude while I'm on the phone with you. And then you're going to feel that through the phone. And I don't like that because now I'm making you feel bad or I'm making you feel a certain way that I could have avoided altogether if I just not had answered the phone. Now I'm not peaceful. Okay. Now I'm irritated. Now my aura is messed up. Now my aura is tampered with, compromised. Oh my goodness. I just cracked myself up. But anyway, yeah, whether it be for friends or family, like I said, there are a lot of things that I don't have a lot of friends. So it's just a lot of things that I've now keeping myself in tune with. Like, I thought these people were my friends. I thought reel it back in, okay? That is messing up your peace. You worrying about what you thought other people would do for you when you don't even ask anybody to do anything. And so it is very damaging when you do ask somebody to show up for you, when you do invite somebody somewhere and they don't show up. My peace is compromised, okay? But just understanding that not everybody can, be who you want them to be, show up when you want them to show up. And yes, it's very hard just coming from, kind of sort of like a background. I don't know if I touched on this before, but coming from a background of, my mom is divorced and remarried. So my biological father, coming from that type of world where he used to say he's going to do something, wouldn't do it. I've kind of developed that skin of, okay, I'm just not going to ask nobody to do anything for me, because if I don't ask anybody to do for me, then that doesn't give them a window of opportunity to just let me down or, disrupt what I got going on. And now I'm not relying on somebody to do something that I could have done by myself, things like that, because that messes up my energy and my peace as well. So, also with friends where I would, divulge certain information into, and then they go and tell other people. And then, now my, other people are coming up to me and telling me, how people how you know that? Yeah, how you talking about my business and I ain't tell you my business, so just things like that. So whether you're protecting your peace from people that are your family, your friends, associates, whatever the case may be, do what keeps you sane, because I have had feelings. I've had feelings of oh my goodness, well, it wouldn't hurt to tell this person this, but at the end of the day, you didn't think that telling this person this before would hurt, but it ended up biting you in the butt, right? Especially when people throw stuff in your face. I don't think I've had anybody throw things back up in my face that I tell them in confidence and, vulnerability. I know that could be a big thing. So if anybody has done that to you, I really feel like you should reanalyze y'all's relationship, y'all's friendship, because that is it's really telling of a person's character. If you tell them something and you come to them in a vulnerable state and you divulge, certain information to them, and they take that information and utilize it and weaponize it against you when something else comes up or, a different topic comes up and y'all are in the heat of things. That person is not there to bring you peace. That person is not there to help you protect your peace. That person is there to disrupt and antagonize you. So disrupt your peace, antagonize you, and bring you out of your character. So definitely protect yourself away from those people. But one thing that I have realized is I've started to stay away from topics or people that drain my energy and consistently become a burden. So when I say stay away from topics or people, topics for sure, because certain people don't know how to keep their mouth closed. Like certain people just feel like they have to divulge and, oh my goodness, well, when this happens, you're going to want to do this. When this happens, you need to do this. I'm not asking you for your advice. I'm just bringing it up. I may just be wanting to talk about it. I just may be wanting to get my thoughts on. But when you are coming from a place of you need to do, or you are going to want to do this, or, oh, you'll see this will happen to you. I hate when people do that. I have a newfound hate of people saying I need to do anything, because I don't need to do nothing. You are telling me something based off your experience and what you went through and your experience, your situation, everything of how that came up for you. More than likely is not going to be the same setup for me. Especially if we have different backgrounds. Now, I'm not saying like different backgrounds can't have the same situation and outcome and all the things like that, but I just hate when people give you unsolicited advice and try to tell you what you're going to want to do when certain things come up because they have already went through it. That's perfectly fine if you went through it, but if I'm just bringing it up and I'm happy about a certain situation and you are just sucking the energy and life out of it for me, I don't want to bring up certain things around you. I know that this is now a topic that I'm not going to bring up around you because you just suck the fun out of everything. You just suck the energy. You don't make this a happy time for me. You make this something that I have to think more hard about, or, not more in depth or more hard about, but, from more so of like a negative standpoint, like being a first time mom. Let's take that because everybody that has been a mom, like has had their firstborn out of the first time mom, thing. They think that telling moms what they're going to want to do when this child is this, oh, you're going to need to do this. You're going to want to do this. You're not going to be able to do this. Stop putting your limitations. Stop putting your ceiling that you had over your head when certain situations came up onto me, because your ceiling may be my floor, which means the things that you could not do may be the things that I'm starting off on and that I am able to make a way out of. Like, because you weren't able to do certain things for your child and your family does not mean that that's going to be the same thing for me. Okay. Now, if I once I cross that bridge or come to that bridge and okay, maybe, oh yeah, this person did say this. If that becomes my situation as well, or my outcome as well, okay, cool. It's not to say that you told me so or anything. I experienced it for myself, and that situation now became my situation, and maybe I didn't have a way out of it, or maybe I went a certain route that was best for me and mine. Okay. I feel like a lot of people forget that first time moms are first time moms. We have to figure some of this stuff out ourselves, but you, as somebody that's had multiple children, whatever age you are, you telling me what you did and did not do is not going to help me, because it's truly not, unless I come to you for advice. I'm talking about the people that give unsolicited advice and just go in depth about a conversation or something that you brought to them so happy to talk about. And by the time you leave that conversation, it's just like, well, should I even be happy about this? Should I even, anything like that? So I've had that with a few people, friends and family alike, where it's just like, okay, now I know I don't need to bring this up around you because this is your viewpoint. And, although it doesn't match mine, and I'm not saying that we have to have the same viewpoint, I am taking note of how I lead the conversation. How did me having this conversation about this topic with you make me feel at the end of the day? If it felt like you were belittling me and diminishing me as a person and what I'm able to accomplish, and just belittling the decisions that I've made and things like that, I'm not going to come talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to you about it. So things like that, protecting your peace. Me as a first time mom, I don't bring up my pregnancy to anybody to discuss. Like, everybody always asks, oh my goodness, how are you doing? I'm good. And truly, I am. But I feel like as soon as you give a little bit, like, there's nothing negative for me to say about my pregnancy, but as soon as you say like a little bit of a con in anything, ooh, that person, if they have been waiting, because some people will wait on you to say one, oh yeah, I was going to tell you that, and when I did, okay, now I'm even more overwhelmed than when I told you that I'm doing like not as great as I, was expecting, or not as great as I used to, or, just stuff like that. So be careful, y'all. Because in one of my past episodes, we talked about energy and how it's contagious. And I feel like other people's energy can definitely rub off on you, especially when it comes to things that you were excited about and they're trying to diminish for you, or they're trying to put down, or make it something that's not a big deal. If it's a big deal to you, let it be a big deal. It does not have to be a big deal to other people to be a big deal for you. But if this is something that is big to you, you're super excited, maybe don't even tell anybody. Or if you do tell somebody, take notice of how they react and how they respond and how it made you feel when you brought it up to that person. Because there's some people that you can bring up news to and it'll be like, okay, I will never bring up this type of news to you again because you just sucked the soul out of me being excited about this opportunity, me being excited for this type of role, me being excited to start this new project, something along those lines. But you just turned it and made it so negative that now, like, nobody should be able to change your ideas and your thoughts and your wants and or anything towards something, but you just make me feel like shit. So why would I continuously bring up a topic that you make me feel terrible about whenever I bring it up to you? Access revoked, access denied. Okay, so protect your peace. I don't care if it's against your partner. All right, I don't care if it's against your parents, your siblings, your family, anybody in your family, your friends. Protect your peace. I've really had to start taking note that with dealing with people in their capacity, and taking note of how energy is contagious towards topics, towards who inwardly, how you start to perceive certain things. Once you start taking note of how easily influenced those things can be when you are not paying attention to them, when you start taking note, it's great, because now you know how to, in what ways to protect your peace from certain people, and in what ways you can bring up certain things to other people, and then just certain things that you just should not bring up to anybody. Okay, but if you're not being weary of that, you could be left not liking things that you originally liked and not knowing why, having doubts and uncertainty around certain areas in your life that are important to you, and because you brought up some of those important things to somebody else that doesn't see either how important it is to you or doesn't see how passionate you are about something, they can really affect your energy and your attitude towards that, and you could just be easily influenced overall. Okay, especially when you aren't dealing with people in their capacity and you overshare, or you give too much of yourself to somebody that should not even have that much access, because they're not somebody that can have that self-awareness to not divulge into the negatives, because there's negatives in everything, right? Like I was telling my twin, when we have the option to think negatively, poorly, or positively about a situation before the outcome even happens, we are basically shaping our future. If we are scared and frightened and, just talking down about a situation, things may not go according to plan. And then you're sitting there like, oh, well, I knew it. I knew I was going to be disappointed. If you knew you were going to be disappointed, you wouldn't have put you wouldn't have stepped out there on faith and put yourself out there to be disappointed. We never want to put ourselves out there to be disappointed whatsoever or let down. We always want to put ourselves out there for a better outcome, whether we think that outcome may be better than what it turns out to be, or maybe it becomes worse than what we want it to be, but then we know how to get better in the future, right? Like if this does come back declined or rejected or whatever like that, now we know the stepping stones that we need to go take to get an approval, or to get appraised, or get promoted or something like that, so things like that. Now, I could have easily been like, yeah, this can go wrong, this can go wrong, and this could go wrong. And then that would have just spiked up my twin's anxiety. Now that gives her more things to worry about. That light went out. Now that just gives her more things to worry about than what she was already concerned about. So now I'm putting even more stress on her. Now there's more things that she has to be negatively worried about, instead of reaffirming her. Like, you worked so hard to get here. You did this, you did that. Why are we letting the unknown disturb where we are currently and disturb our peace when we don't even know the outcome yet? So things like that. Protect your peace and keep people around you that continuously protect your peace as well, and don't play about you, and don't allow others in your circle to play about you either. That is very important. So yeah, you guys, since my light cut out, this is the last episode for the day. I'm very proud of myself. But yeah, you guys, protect your peace, protect your peace, protect your peace, especially during pregnancy. Stress is not only the one leading cause of death in life or whatever, but it can also affect your pregnancy. Okay, not protecting your peace can really do damage to you as the mother and your baby in the womb, and they'll feel that. And like I said before in another episode, I really do truly feel like if you are experiencing certain things externally or mentally, emotionally during your pregnancy, your child can come out experiencing some of those things. And if you're not aware of what you were going through and self-aware of whatever was happening in, your day-to-day life or whatever, your child can exhibit signs that may need to be addressed sooner rather than later. And they don't even know where it's come from, but it was because it was in the womb that they felt this stress, that they felt this uneasiness, that they felt certain people untrustworthy, like all of the things. How you feel affects your baby before they even get out into the real world. And so if you're not able to take note and address the things that you were going through and kind of battling during your pregnancy, it is going to be harder to see and address in somebody else, especially your baby, when they get outside into this world, okay, and try to become their own person. They don't understand what's truly holding them back unless they become self-aware, if you never do, okay? So protect your peace. Protect your peace. Protect your peace. It is about me and what I like to do and what keeps me sane and what keeps me grounded and in a safe, protected area. All right. But I love you guys. And yeah, I hope you all have a great week, a great day, a great month. And what was I going to say? I was going to say something else. Yeah, comment in the comment section what you all want to talk about and hear about post birth or just in general, because as I am out away from podcasting a little bit, I definitely want to hear from you guys. So yeah, post in the comment section, find my Instagram, find my TikTok, hopefully sooner rather than later. I'm just going to say, hopefully before the end of this year is up, I am recording short form content for my, short form platforms, so that way you guys can get little snippets on certain topics, ask me certain questions that won't require like a 20, 30, 40 minute episode. Okay, so yeah, drop that stuff in the comment section. Hopefully I'm doing short form content specifically for the podcast sooner rather than later. And yeah, I just cannot wait to see what the rest of this year has in store for me, for us, for this platform. And we are going on 2 years. In July we will be 2 years podcasting. I just cannot believe that is a thing this year, but it is. July something 2024. I don't know, I need to come up with a establishment date, but July something, I want to say it was like the 15th or something, 2024, I started this platform, not even under my actual name. It was under an alias, just audio only, one platform. Like, I've come a long way, and to be able to sit here, recognize that, look back and analyze the growth is just so amazing. And I can't wait to see what the next 2 years hold. So yeah, put yourself first, love yourself, protect yourself, pour back into yourself, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace. Thank you for tuning in to the Pretty Confident Podcast. Remember, confidence isn't about perfection, it's about embracing who you truly are. So until next time, stay bold, stay authentic, and stay pretty confident. Peace out.